Hi, this is Bob Schofield. So again, we're talking about the presidents of the United States, and it's 2020 election year. We probably got a few things wrong last time around, so we really need to. It's so bad that I think we need to get like a better fundamental understanding of what that job is and what this country is about. All right, so to do that, sometimes you got to go way back to the beginning, and we used to have a king, and you probably remember this from grammar school. I'm recording this video on July 3rd, so tomorrow is the big day that we declare our independence from this guy, King George III. He was a king, and he ruled over England, Great Britain, I guess, at the time, and he ruled over us, too. Not everybody in America started out as an English subject, but as a result of various wars and treaties and stuff, New Amsterdam became New York because of some deal he made with the Dutch, and so on. So in the 1750s or so, in the events leading up to the Revolution, everybody was a royal subject of King George III. And that did not work out great. Well, first of all, the idea of a king is ridiculous, on its face. In Common Sense, Thomas Paine wrote about that a lot. The idea of you get to be the king and rule over a bunch of people because your father was king is, that's nuts, let's face it. And it also didn't work because it was like kind of a long-distance relationship, it was just simply impractical to have the person that's governing the land, an entire ocean away from it. And then the third big problem was, kings used to sort of have absolute power in England, but that was kind of remedied by them adding Parliament into the mix. But one of the houses of Parliament has a peerage system where the Lords, it's called the House of Lords, they're no better than the king. They also get their titles from on a hereditary basis rather than a meritocracy. And then there's the House of Commons, which is a great idea in theory as a check on the king. But the problem with the House of Commons is there was no Americans in it, and we had no say in what laws would be applied to us. So we revolted. So these guys, they revolted and they won. We'll turn these frowns upside down. Not hers. She doesn't get the vote yet. It'll be another 144 years before women's suffrage in 1920. But the guys are happy. And not pictured are the slaves who aren't happy either yet. But these white guys get to rule over themselves, and which is a good thing. And as good as it got, anyway. It's better than it was before. So they wrote the Constitution. Article 1 was first. The legislature, they get together and write laws that they would all agree to live by, right? And then Article 2, like an afterthought, every 4 years they get together and they appoint some poor schmuck to preside over the laws. And the poor schmuck is called the President of the United States. Super sad face on him. It's the worst job in the world. Like when you go to the dentist's office or the doctor's office and you got the scale of the pain, whatever number 10 is, that's the saddest face. That's the president. It's not King George getting to do whatever the hell he wants. The president has to do what the people want. It's upside down version of a monarchy. The people are on top. He is on the bottom. Alright. So that's it. So we're going to talk more next time about the king and how to recognize when your president is behaving like a king, or more to the point, how can you tell if a presidential candidate is going to start acting like a king, because then you can decide not to vote for him because you know that is the complete opposite of what we want. Okay, enjoy your 4th of July. Try not to blow your fingers off or get the coronavirus or any of that bad stuff. Be safe, and happy birthday to America.